Welcome back to Kababayan Today. My name is G. Tanji, coming to you from Los Angeles, California. Kasama natin ngayong araw na ito si Titus Andrew M. Bonifacio, who is a 13-year-old Filipino-American author and illustrator whose mission it is to help the underprivileged children of the Philippines. He wrote and illustrated his first book, the first series, Landon, the Superhero of the Worlds. And when he was 9, it got published. He was only 10 years old when this came out. So Titus wrote and illustrated the second series, Landon, the Superhero of the Worlds, a race to save the human race, when he was 11. It came out when he was 12, so 2 summer vacations. He's only in 5th and 6th grade when he was doing this, and currently he's working on the 3rd series called Dracus. And if you take a look at this book, I mean, you're looking at over 200 pages of a book that now a 13-year-old wrote. So here he is in our studio all the way from San Diego. What's going on?
Hi, thank you, Miss G, for having me here.
You're so proper, and you're like your mom taught you well. I can tell you that.
Thank you.
Okay, so let's talk about this work that you do. You're very young, and you started really young. Why did you want to write a book at such a young age?
Well, in 4th grade, I was bored during the summer, so I asked my mom if I could write a book, and she said yes. But I thought it was just for fun. But then it turned out she actually sent it to 3 publishers to get published. And we liked this one publisher, and it became one of my first books to be published.
Okay, so what I can say is, if you have a child who is very creative, because you like to draw, right?
Yes.
The parents have a big hand in making sure that this happens, right? Because it's your mom who sent it to the publisher. How big of a role does she play in the creation of your work?
She is a big role, because I also, when I have a tough time with my writing, I try to brainstorm with her sometimes to get good ideas, or to see if my ideas are good or need to improve on.
So she's your bouncing board?
Yes.
Okay, so let's talk about the concept of the book. Who's Landon?
Landon is a boy that likes to help people, and one day when he was coming back from school, he saw a burning house on fire with a crying old man inside, and he went inside and put out half the fire. But then something strange happened. The fire grew bigger and bigger, and then it turned into a rainbow fire and circled around him. And then it went inside of him to stop from him moving or going away, and then transformed him into something different.
Okay, you have a very colorful imagination, Titus. I can tell just by the way that you describe things that you read a lot. Do you read a lot?
Yes.
Okay, what are your favorite books that you like to read?
I mostly like reading action-adventure books, so it would be the Hunger Games series and the Maze Runner series.
Okay, and is reading something that you do purely for pleasure? I mean, when you pick up a book, because you know, kids nowadays, especially your age, they're not reading a book. They're on the iPad. They're watching TV. They're playing video games. Do you get to do that stuff too?
Yes, but I mostly spend my time reading and drawing so I could get more ideas for my book.
Okay, see, if you are watching this, I want to encourage all the parents out there that, you know, sometimes encouraging your children to pick up a book is a really good thing, because it helps foster their imagination. And who knows, one day your child can be an author just like Titus. So Titus, I was wondering, would it be possible if we read a short excerpt of your book here on Kababayan Today?
Sure.
Okay, so let's start off with page number 7, which is the beginning of the book, okay?
Okay.
All right, so why don't you start?
Yeah. One day in New York City, a boy named Landon was walking home from school. While walking home, he noticed a neighbor's house on fire. He quickly dashed to the house and tried to put out the fire. He put out half of the fire. He went inside the house trying to save a crying old man. Then, something strange happened. The fire grew bigger and bigger, and another fire appeared with different colors, like a rainbow floating on the air, moving toward him. He was so surprised and couldn't believe what he saw. There was a quick blast of lightning that entered his body.
Wow. Wow, said Landon. That's what it says on the page. He tried to run but couldn't move his feet. He shouted for help but nobody heard him. The rainbow fire began circling around Landon and also entered inside his body and transformed him into something different. Super Landon, said the rainbow fire, and we're going to leave it up to you guys to get a copy of this book so you know what happens in the end. When we return on Kababayan Today, we're going to be reading some excerpts from his second book, and we'll talk about his next book in the making. Don't go away. We'll be right back here on Kababayan Today.